We target properties that haven't had any capital improvements put into them over the last several decades. Tired looking, poorly performing buildings, current rents 20 to 30% below market, lots of deferred maintenance everywhere. The interiors look like they might have 20 coats of paint on the cabinets. What do we specifically do? What we're trying to do is transform these older properties into something completely different and unique from what they are and from what the adjoining properties are. So trying to create a fresh, modern, safe, well-managed, where you have property management that's actually responsive to maintenance requests by tenants and not arguing with the tenants who actually collaborate and are trying to create a sense of place. That's what we're trying to do. So our first step in doing that is, when we buy a property, is we communicate who we are and what our plans are to the tenants. And we've found that just open communication that, look, we're here to fix all the problems. We've read all the complaints in your lease folders. We're here to fix it, but it's going to be a construction zone for the next several years. And so if you were thinking of moving, or if you are interested in moving into an upgraded unit, we have some money set aside to help relocate you or to provide an incentive to move into an upgraded unit. The crux of our business plan is to generate as much voluntary unit turnover as we can in the first few years of ownership. And that's either through assisting folks who don't want to live in a construction zone or are otherwise thinking of moving, giving them some relocation allowance, or folks who want to stay and are really captured by the vision of a repositioned property that we share with them, to give them an incentive to move into an upgraded unit. And then we actually start the work. We roll up our sleeves and get dirt under our fingernails. We typically put anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 per unit to upgrade the exterior of the properties. We address any deferred maintenance, leaky roofs might exist, for example. We try to put in place a contemporary looking facade improvement and paint schemes to really enhance the curb appeal of a property. Completely upgraded landscaping and hardscape, pathways and patio kinds of upgrades. We'll add whatever amenities that the property will allow, and they typically come in the form of pergolas or barbecue areas, festival lighting, children play areas, dog runs, and the like. And then we focus a lot of money. Most of our renovation budget is on unit interiors, and that's anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000 a unit typically. We essentially gut the bathrooms and the kitchens of these units. We put new flooring, typically wood laminate, although we're exploring other options right now, throughout the entire unit. We will typically put in new cabinets with quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances. If we can get washer and dryers in, we do that because the incremental rent that you can get is a phenomenal multiple on the incremental investment. If we can source it, supply constraint issues in the current environment have constrained this, but if we can get new double pane vinyl windows in, we will do that. That's always a feature that really makes a property feel new and fresh and contemporary. And then, more contemporary paint schemes. We talked a little bit about how none of these assets have had any kind of professional management. Well, we bring that in. We actually enforce leases. If a tenant is being a nuisance or creating other kinds of issues and not following the terms of the lease, we enforce that. And we find that the kinds of tenants who really try to game the system don't want to put up with a more institutional level of property management that we bring to our properties. We talked before about utilities pass-through and RUBS. We always implement that on new leases. All of our property manager partners, we don't do the property management in-house. We always hire good third parties in the markets where we're at, and they all are using technology. So there's app-based communications with tenants. Tenants can order maintenance requests through an app. They can pay rents through an app. They can talk to the resident manager through an app. Just a very different business. It's not rocket science by any means, but it's very different than the way these mom and pops have been managing these assets. This is standard operating procedure for any institutional quality manager, and it makes a huge difference in how a asset looks and how it's operated compared to the prior ownership. And then lastly, we will, once we've increased cash flow, we've turned a majority or all of the units, then we're looking at harvesting when that repositioning plan is complete, and that's either through a sale or through a refinance.